What's going on, everybody? It's Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. I had a really fun day yesterday. My daughters and I went over to SeaWorld in San Diego and had a whole bunch of fun. Went on some rides, went to some shows, saw the dolphins and whales and stuff. So we had a great time. My wife was not feeling well, so she stayed behind at the hotel. The soccer tournament starts today, actually, believe it or not. And on the drive down, I got a chance to stop at the Burbank card shop. I'll tell you all about that trip, all about that story here in a few days, because it was eventful and it was fun, and there's definitely a lot of cards and a lot of cool stuff. So I will share some of that information soon. But for today, what I wanted to do is, I'm always tracking data, I'm always looking at data. And one of the things that I've always been interested in is the price difference between rookie cards and second year cards. And the price jump up to the rookie card is so much. So something that I've been thinking about during this down market is, well, have rookie cards dropped more or less than second and third year cards? And so instead of just wondering and guessing and thinking and hypothesizing, it's like, well, let's just look at the data and find out. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to take a look at the data of some rookie cards from the 1950s. Now, again, whenever you're talking 1950s rookie cards, you have to keep in mind that the 52 top set throws everything out of whack. So you can't really use Eddie Matthews, whose rookie's in the 52 set. You can't really use, Mantle or Mays, whose rookie is 51, and then they're in the 52 top set. So we kind of have to just ignore those because they're anomalies. So I took a look at a handful of important rookie cards from 1954 to 1959. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at Hank Aaron, Ernie Banks, Sandy Koufax, Roberto Clemente, Frank Robinson, and Bob Gibson. And when we look at those, I think you're going to find it interesting what has happened in the gap between values from rookie cards to second year cards. And is the difference because it's a down market, or is the difference because there's just a change in perspective? We'll take a look, we'll find out, and I look forward to hearing what you think.
All right, so here is the first comparison. We have the 54 Hank Aaron rookie card versus the 55 Hank Aaron second year card. And you can see the two charts here. And the first thing you probably notice is the drop on the rookie card line seems more dramatic than it does on the second year card line. And it is more dramatic, but because the dollar amount is more, because on the left, what it's monitoring is dollar amount. It's not monitoring percent. So because of that, the dollar amount drop is less. You can see over on the right, that's the current value. On the left was the value 3 years ago, or I should say the start of 2021. So yeah, it's dropping more, but it's dropping dollar amount more, not necessarily a bigger percentage. So we'll look at some of that data right here. So when we look again, on the left, we've got that Hank Aaron rookie. On the right, we have the second year card. Both are beautiful cards. Obviously the same photo for the portrait portion. So on the left, we have the starting value in 2021 of the rookie card at around $7,900. And the value in 2021 of the second year card was about $685 or so. So those are what the cards were worth at the start of 2021. Now, when we look at November of 2023, the rookie cards dropped about $3,000. The second year card's actually gone up slightly. So the rookie card was around $8,000. Now it's under $5,000. And that's pretty dramatic when the second year hasn't dropped really at all. So let's look at the next one, the Ernie Banks. The 54 Ernie Banks versus the 55. Again, the angle looks more dramatic of the rookie card because the dollar amount is more dramatic. So we see on the left the starting points. Again, that's the start of 2021 on the left where those arrows are pointing. And when we look on the right, you can see that is the current value. And again, the jumps up and down of the rookie card are fairly dramatic. I mean, we're talking about hundreds of dollars from one sale to the next. But then we have the trend line through the middle. And then again, at the end, the arrows are pointing to where it currently stands. So when you look at this, you go, looks fairly flat for the second year card, looks fairly dramatic for the rookie card. But let's look at the actual amounts. So again, I love the 54 Banks rookie card. Love that card. And it was selling. And oh, by the way, I didn't mention this earlier. All of the cards I'm looking at here are PSA 5s. All of them are PSA 5s. So at the start of 2021, the rookie card was about $22.50. And the second year card was about $260 in a 5. The rookie card is currently selling for a little over $1,800 in a 5. Versus the second year card is currently selling for about $322 in a 5. So again, the second year card is up a little bit. And the rookie card is down fairly dramatically. Let's look at the third one. So we have the 55 Roberto Clemente rookie versus the 56 second year. Both beautiful cards. Two of my favorites. I actually like the 56 a little bit better. So you can see our starting point. And when we look at the starting point for the rookie, look at those couple of spikes in there, kind of unbelievably large in how much they spiked up a couple of the sales, which is kind of interesting. There are a couple little spikes on the second year too, and they don't look as dramatic because the dollar amount's not as dramatic, but percentage-wise it is. But again, you can clearly see that the rookie card is dropping in value over the last 3 years. And again, you can see that by looking at the right versus where they were on the left. So again, it's not a surprise to see this drop over these 3 years. So where did we start at the start of 2021? Well, the rookie card, now Clemente's rookie card is a very expensive card. In a 5, the rookie card was selling for about $6,800 at the start of 2021. The second year was right around $800 at the start of 2021. And again, not surprisingly, you see a drop here for where we are now. So the rookie card is down over $3,000. It's like $3,700 versus $6,800 3 years ago. The second year in a 5 is selling for about $516, I think was the most recent sale, at least when I pulled the data, versus $810. So it's down a lot again. So let's look at Sandy Koufax. So Sandy Koufax, look back at the peak. It was pretty high, and it didn't take long for it to drop quite a bit. And it definitely dropped. And again, we have the arrows on the left pointing to where we were, and then we'll have the arrows on the right pointing to where we are now. It's always interesting to me to see the big spikes, but I think that's somebody buying the card for the card, not the grade, and they find one that they like in a 5 that they think looks like a 6 or a 7, and they just pay up for it, which I don't blame them. So again, the rookie is clearly down. The second year, it looks fairly flat, but, it also looks down. So if we take a look at what are the actual dollar amounts, so we've got, again, on the left, the rookie. And I like the fact that the second year has the pitching action photo in it. but I like the portrait portion of the rookie better. I really like the look of that rookie card of Sandy Koufax. So his rookie card in start of 2021 was sold for $26.10, and the second year sold for $6.25. And now the rookie card is under $1,900. So it was $26.10. Now it's under $1,900. So that's a pretty big percent. But look at the second year. The second year went from, $425 or so. No, I'm sorry, from $625 or so to $425 or so. So it's down a couple $100, and it was only a $625 card. So again, both down fairly significantly. Now I'm going to show you a summary at the end that's going to go into some percentages. So just hang tight with me. The 57 Frank Robinson rookie versus, that should say 58 Frank Robinson. So on the left, again, we have where we started. The Frank Robinson, the peaks and the valleys are a little bit tighter money-wise than some of the others. The second year has a couple of spikes in there, but for the most part, it's relatively stable. And again, you can see where we stand now on the right. And again, on the rookie card, it is a little bit, barely a downward trend. Borderline even flat for the Frank Robinson. Whereas on the others, we saw a clear trend downwards. On the Frank Robinson rookie, it's very, very close to level for the most part. So again, that's the 57 Frank Robinson rookie versus the 58 Frank Robinson, his second year card. Both are good looking cards in my eyes. So we have the start of 2021. The Frank Robinson 57 tops was $475. And the second year was $92. Only $92 and a 5 for his second year Frank Robinson. Well, his rookie card now is about $425. So it's only down about $50. So the rookie card was $475. Now the rookie card is about $425. Everything else is going down, 30%, 25%. Frank Robinson's down like, what's that? Less than, about 5-6%. The second year went from 92 to 85. Also barely down. Interesting that Frank Robinson is very flat, while the other guys dropped a lot. Why is that? Well, I don't know. Could be the price point for one. If we look on the left here for the Bob Gibsons, we have the 59 Bob Gibson rookie versus the 60 Bob Gibson. Interesting, there's a couple of sales, 2 or 3 sales in the Bob Gibson rookie that were way higher than the others, which is interesting. But his trend line is also relatively flat for both the rookie and the second year. I find that very interesting. That we had this clear downward trend for Banks and Clemente and Aaron. And then the last two are pretty flat. So again, is it a price point thing, or is it a player thing, or is it a value thing? Maybe people are going for the value guys instead of the guys that are already super expensive. I don't know. So start of 2021, we've got a Bob Gibson rookie card was selling for right around $800. And start of 2021, the second year was $76. Again, these are all 5s. Every card price I'm pulling here is a PSA 5. But his rookie card went down to $525. So it is down. It is down about 25%. The rookie card. The second year card is also down. Well, it's down about 20%. So it's down. But I'm wondering if those 3 or 4 spikes in the middle kind of pulled the data lines up or down. So interesting. Now let's look at the summary of these. So the rookie card versus the second year card for each. So the Aaron. In 2021, there was a 91% jump from the second year to the first year. And there was a 85.8% less for the second year to the first year currently. So they're closer now than they were. The banks, it was an 88.4% gap. Now it's an 82.4% gap. Another narrowing from the rookie to the second year by quite a bit. The Clemente went from 88.1% gap to 85.9% gap. Koufax, 76.1. Now the Koufax gap actually widened a little, which is interesting. You got the Frank Robinson, which are very similar. And then the Gibson went from about 90.5% gap to 88.2% gap. So all of them except for the Koufax, the gap in the price between the rookie and the second year got much more narrow.
All right. So I wanted to do kind of a wrap up here, but man, the lobby of our hotel was out of control loud, and I'm not sure how well I could even be heard. So I decided, you know what, I'm just going to walk out to the car now that I'm done with the video and kind of do my follow-up thoughts. You know, here's the thing. There are a lot of factors that could be playing into this. You know, is the reason that the gap has closed because the rookie cards have dropped more because they're more expensive? I mean, sure, that's definitely a factor. It's definitely a factor that, you know, a Hank Aaron card that's several $1,000s is less affordable in the current climate than it was 3 years ago. That absolutely could be part of it. Part of it could be a lot of people now have all these rookie cards out of their price range, so they kind of are off their radar. And instead, people are taking their time and their money and their energy, and they're focusing on the next best thing, which is the second year card. So it could be that as well. Now, we don't really know, but I do think these are the types of things worth tracking, worth keeping an eye on, worth checking in from time to time. It's not a real big shock to any of us to see that the prices of some of those rookie cards have gone down a fair amount. And it's probably also not a shock to see that guys like Frank Robinson haven't dropped nearly as much as the super expensive ones like Hank Aaron. I also think that a lot of people in the hobby are looking for value. So when you see a guy like Frank Robinson with the career numbers and the career that he put together and the importance that he played in the sport, when his rookie card is as affordable as it is, I think there are people that are going for that value play. So I certainly think there's a lot more going on here than just the second year cards are gaining ground on the rookie cards. Or in this case, the rookie cards are dropping in value by a bigger percentage than the second year cards are dropping in value. Price point plays a role. The players in general play a role. The years of the cards play a role. But these sorts of things, if we track it, if we monitor it, we can start to see if there's movement from the hobby, from collectors, away from rookie cards and towards second year cards, or towards value cards, or out of expensive cards and into more affordable cards. So there's a lot that could be going on here. And for me, this is the kind of thing I find extremely interesting and to just watch and track. Let me know your thoughts on this. What do you think of the data? What do you think's going on here? And why do you think that the gap has narrowed from rookie cards to second year cards? I look forward to hearing what you all have to say, as always.